Hiya. She's Kate Lavagna.
And she's Kaysha Louvain. And this is Tea for Two.
Us, you, and a brew.
I like your hair.
Thanks, babes.
It's lovely.
Oh.
What colour would you describe that?
So it's actually a dusty silver, but with silvers, if you are blonde, because I was like white when I bleached my hair, you've got to be very careful how long you leave silver on for.
Why?
Because it can either not take, and it looks horrible, or if you leave it on too long, it goes too dark.
Oh.
And I got distracted.
What? What do you mean? I like it.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
But you wanted it, did you want it a bit lighter than
I wanted it a bit lighter.
But surely it'll fade and it'll get a bit lighter
Well,
anyway.
yeah, I get the perks now of it gradually going
And
different colours.
Yeah, and lasting a bit longer.
So I don't have to dye it. Because I've learned this week that the reason why I dye my hair is to keep myself happy. I've learned that.
That's really deep.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand the connotations for...
That's a big word for you.
Thank you. I thought so.
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
actually think it is right what I'm about to
They
say.
teach you out around there today.
Yeah, I did. In school. They don't teach you the I don't think it is the right word. Oh, now you've made me nervous. The connotations of what changing your hair mean to people.
Yeah, people.
Is that correct?
People just think I get bored, and I suppose that is a slight bit of it.
Yeah, it's like painting a wall a different colour in your bedroom, and it's like,
but it
I've
also
done that
just
now.
makes you happy because you're doing something actively to change something about yourself.
Your appearance.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you a new mask a little bit, doesn't it?
Like tattoos and hair colours, my way to keep myself happy.
We'll have to do a tattoo hair episode where we invite...
I can actually talk on that one then.
Yeah.
So I don't tend to talk very much, do I?
Tea?
Yes,
Before
please.
I fall out with you. We're doing something a little bit different today because...
You're trying to poison me.
No. Listen, we can't keep the caffeine up. We can't keep doing it to ourselves. There must come a time where the herbals get involved.
I'm also intrigued because I've never tried a herbal tea.
Ever? No, that's ridiculous.
Ever? Why
No.
What?
Sorry.
Sorry,
You
would you
must
like
have had a peppermint tea or a...
Oh, God, no.
What about as a singer? Lemon and honey? Ginger? Lemon and ginger?
When I was drinking, it was called whiskey.
Or hot toddy. That's one of my favourite drinks to have when I'm singing, you know, because I still want a bit of alcohol to calm the nerves. That's probably not very good, is it? But it does chill me out a little bit. And then obviously you get like the warm honey and the like hot toddy. It sounds old, but in Panto, a hot toddy is what I will have after a show.
Yeah.
Or a gin.
I think I got through, which is really weird, but when I was ill, when I was still drinking, I think I got through more gigs because I could take a flask of, it'd be a
hot toddy.
Yeah, pretty much.
It does help. The best things in the world, smoke and drink whiskey. So it's like, it must work.
I used to love it. Both.
Right, which I've got a selection of herbal teas here. We've gone for tea pigs, Taylors, Whittards. I've got some pucker tea. I think that's all that's on the table. Oh, and tea pigs. I said tea pigs, didn't I?
Yeah.
We'll also have to... I'm working on sponsorship with Bird and Blend Tea. Okay, you've heard it here first. When I say I'm working on sponsorship, they sent me an email the other day as a normal customer and I forgot they existed. And then I was like, oh, I should email them. Yeah. So I'm not really working on it at all yet.
And what's the...
But they're in Cardiff. There's a shop in Cardiff.
What's the Welsh one?
Paned.
Is it? Oh, no. Someone commented on our Instagram.
You can have a look.
I can't I?
Yeah, you have a look and I'll choose you.
You choose one because I don't want to know.
You just want
I don't want to know. You just give me a random one and you teabag me and then...
God's sake.
And then I can... Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, that was my phone.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to choose...
I think you just knocked a few years off my life then. I'm
think
not going to lie.
the same one, shouldn't we? So we
Yeah, definitely
talk
same
about
one.
The taste.
Yes,
and
I agree.
The experience of the tea.
Would you like my cat?
I would like a cat. I'd also like to check if I've just broken my phone. I have not. That's a good sign, isn't it? Okay, so not showing you what tea.
No.
This is me doing ASMR.
Which I also think
Hang on, I'm not
people
done.
should rate our ASMR skills.
I'm not done.
Oh, that's definitely something I would listen to.
Oh, it's broken. Oh, I love that one. No, I can't have that one. Hang on. Bear with. ASMR 2. Ready?
Nice.
It's broken again.
I'm still trying to find.
Okay, it's a little bit broke, but it's not going to kill you.
Man.
This won't kill you, will it?
Oh, we'll be alright, man.
Honestly, I think nothing brings me more satisfaction in the world
I've got it.
than pouring a... I keep calling it a kettle. Glengettie tea. That has actually properly split. Do you mind?
Oh, no, I'm alright, man.
Are you sure?
I've had worse in my mouth, love.
Okay, give me a moment, though, because I could... Where's the other one gone? I just had 3, didn't I?
Do I dippy?
What do you mean?
Do I like dippy it? Or do I just let it like simmer there?
I think because it's actually a split tea bag, leave it as it is, because it's only going to put more bits in you. It's properly split, isn't it?
No, it was the waft in my face.
Can you guess the flavour first?
By smelling it, got close.
Yeah. Oh, Kaysha, let me have that one, because this isn't broken now. Because everything I do is perfect.
But let's face it, there's more chance of you drinking it, isn't there, than me?
Yeah, true. Can you guess what the flavour of that tea is?
It's something old.
Old?
It smells like it would be in someone's grandparents' house.
Rude. Anyway, that was dead air for the podcast listeners. What are we talking about today? We've had a few voice notes in, haven't we?
Yes, which can be controversial in our... Because it's
controversial.
Because it's our line of work.
We've got to be careful.
We've got to be careful kind of what we say, but at the same time, we feel responsible that, again, we have got this platform.
Yeah.
Even though it's not very big, Keira Bailey.
Yeah. Keira Bailey. All will become clear.
Yeah, rude. I still think that we should be speaking out about things.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's never, ever, ever, ever to name and shame. It's only ever to try and see what can be done about making the arts survive.
Yes,
in the valleys especially.
Let's improve it. I basically I don't want to improve everything for the next generation because I don't want to do that. I want to improve it now.
Yeah.
So that I get the benefits and my friends get the benefits.
I'm just selfish, really.
Well, no. Maybe slightly selfish, but also we don't want to work our asses off to then be like in 20, 30 years, it'll all be dandy. We're old and decrepit.
Yes! One clap for us. Oh, that was quite bad.
It was. Never mind.
Right, we are trying the tea.
Can I take
a swig?
Take a swig.
Ready?
Yeah.
Indai tree. Indai tea. No, come on, give it a chance. I want you to describe everything. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What do you taste?
I'm
giving it a chance.
I'm feeling bits in my mouth.
You might need to ignore that for now. Yeah. That's because it's in an old tea bag.
Also, there's not actually much taste to it.
I agree. Weirdly, yeah. It's the aftertaste, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a bit. Do you like when you were younger and you were washing your hair in the bath? Do you know, like your
washing your hair?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I just dip my ear in it. When you'd wash your hair in the bath, especially like when you were like really, really little and your grandparents were doing, your nan was doing it, whatever, right? Yeah. And it drips down into your mouth and you accidentally swallow it.
So you think this tea bag tastes like soap, is what you're telling me? Which I absolutely disagree with profusely. Profuse tea.
You're going to end up killing me if I can't drink it. It's the bits.
It's the bits. yeah.
Give me a swig of that.
Excuse me. Nobody drinks out of my cup.
Oh, God alive.
There's a disease going round.
Oh, yeah. This disease.
Here we are. Try that. For everyone listening, I've just poured Kaysha some of my tea, which didn't split, into a pink cup to match our teapot. How do you feel?
No.
Can you guess what flavour it is, though?
It's like I'm a celeb.
I'll never ask you to put balls in your mouth on this podcast.
I've done it before.
Oh!
I honestly, no.
You've got no sense of what flavour this is at all. Just guess.
Don't know.
Is it citrusy? Is it spicy?
Honestly, it doesn't taste of anything.
Really?
Yeah, for me
I think that's so strong.
Do you?
Yeah. I will reveal that we are currently drinking a Whittard Chelsea. Thank you, I've got taste. It's a lemon and ginger tea. Now that I've said it, can you taste the ginger?
Yes.
Yeah, because I do think with the Whittard tea bags, the ginger comes through as an aftertaste.
Yes. Now you
Quite
said
a
it.
lot.
But I would, if that says lemon on there,
Yeah.
I would have much...
Steer clear, like.
I would much... No. I'd much rather taste the lemon.
I think it is lemony, though.
Do you?
But I think if it was...
I want that punch in my face. Like, I don't want that aftertaste of...
But if they put more lemon, it would taste like diluted Dettol, I think. Because you've got to be careful with lemon.
Oh, have you?
I think so. No, not careful, like, danger-wise.
No,
but I just think it can taste
a
bit like cleaning product. Well, she's enjoyed it so much, it's gone straight in the old mug.
No, I reckon this is how we should do it. That you fill it up, then you give me a bit in there.
Every now and again, as we go through the pod.
Because otherwise, what am I doing with that? I can't drink that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, shall we crack on?
Let's listen to so you don't hear me waffle on.
I think the danger is that I will be the one waffling on, don't you?
Wow.
Wow, wee wow. What's that from? Wow, wee wow. That's from something, isn't it?
It is.
Wow, wee wow. What's that from? Listeners, can you please let me know what that's from? Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like some sort of kids thing.
And extremely old. But when I was very young, I used to work for a company called Island Records. And in the department, which was very fluid, we used to promote the bands at the particular venues that they were playing. So I would be sent quite a large amount of posters, covers, CD covers. Not the CD, LP covers in those days. Just took back in time. And so I would go to the venue earlier than the band, and I would spend whatever it was, half an hour, and I would put a display up on the way in. And then what would happen, of course, is in would come the punters, and their idea was, this is good, I'll have a bit of that, I'll have a bit of that, I'll have a bit of that. And so it was destroyed completely. So this was the clever side of it. I would wait until they'd all gone in, and then I would go with another load of merchandise, and I would set up a display on the way out. So there was the people who were coming out disappointed that they didn't get anything on the way in, could now get something on the way out. It was super. It really was a good idea.
Yeah, great.
And I've done a lot of Ireland in the Day, of course, was very good for us. We had Bob Marley and some big names. That was just really good. The Damned, that was cool. A little note about the Damned promotion and how good it is. Island Records made a mistake, and they put Eddie and the Hot Rods as the picture on the back of Damned. Right? So in order for him not to go into the record shops and all that blah blah blah, they sent it to the display people and said, you use these when you go into the theatre. Now that today is worth a few quid.
Yeah.
And there was people who picked those off of my displays and took them home, and hopefully still home today. I had one, but somebody picked it off me.
So that was Pete,
Yeah.
who we met earlier.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of nice to like talk to someone
Who's been there, done it.
and in real time, rather than
Yeah.
obviously it would have been nice if he could have stayed and been part of the episode, but doing time and whatever he couldn't. But for me, to see someone that is still thinks that that's the way out to promote something, however many years later, why are we not doing that now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's all online.
People just think, like, not everyone's got Facebook, not everyone's got Instagram.
And I think you are strangling off a large majority, and more than people think, especially in these areas, of older generations who want to come and see a gig, who've probably got the money to spend on a ticket.
Yeah, but they know nothing of it because they're not on social media.
Yeah, they don't know about this gig. They're not getting bombarded with leaflets in their local towns when they walk around. They're not seeing the posters up outside the venues, which if they're walking past having a coffee on their local high street, they might go, oh, what's that then? That's new, because I wasn't there last week, There's not this kind of like in the community leaflet dropping anymore.
I think from experience of doing leaflets and dropping them places is that you'll have maybe 4 or 5 shops that will say yes, of course, like put them in the window and they're great and they will always help. But then you've got some will be like, no, we don't put anything like that up. And I'm like, you have a shop which is maybe like 200 yards away from the venue.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put anything up.
Odd.
I'm like, okay, fair enough. Thank you for your time. Again, then if you approach someone on the street, a lot of people walk the other way because it's not that friendly environment like it used to be. Some people go like, no, thank you.
Selling me something.
No. Yeah. And it's like, I'm only giving you a leaflet. You can walk, 50 yards down the street and put it in the bin if for all I care, but at least have the decency to go, oh, thanks. And they don't do that anymore. And again, it's the cost. It's ridiculously expensive now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people ask me, 'cause we do printing and stuff with a company, and people ask me for posters, and I'm like, do not buy posters. Buy a thicker quality paper. I'm giving my secrets away. Thicker quality paper in a A3 flyer.
Yeah. And put it somewhere that people are going to see it.
So it's basically a poster.
Yeah.
But it's not named a poster.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more expensive to buy it like that. But yeah, I always get like tiny leaflets and I drop them off places. Again, then it's time. I haven't got an hour to be walking around the communities and going from this one to this one and parking up and paying for parking.
Yeah.
It is a lot. I know the venues that I've worked with, mainly Newbridge Memo, because they are someone that is actively trying to support the community, and not a lot of venues are, but they are. They have now spent thousands of pounds on getting the mailed to people's houses within a certain radius.
With like walking radius, isn't it?
Thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Thousands. And then where does that money come from? From someone that doesn't get funded by anything.
You mean if you're not a big organisation and, as an example, you've written a musical that you need to sell tickets for?
Yes.
On that topic, and on the topic of, we've kind of naturally gone into it, so we might as well play the second voice note that we've got through from the very lovely Kieran Bailey, amongst many other voice notes.
TV2 podcast. Kieran Bailey here, actor, musician and composer working in Wales. I've actually worked with Caitlin many times over the years. I'm sure she'll agree that's been both a positive and a negative experience.
I agree.
But on a serious note, my question is there an over-reliance on marketing theatre shows and events via social media? And do we need to physically get back into our communities with things like posters, leaflets, and actual physical in-person presentations in our community groups in order to let people know what's coming up in their local theatre and reach our target audience? I'd like to add on the end that should Welsh theatres be working more closely with local businesses in order to mutually benefit? Because in my experience, footfall in towns and cities always increases when there's a full theatre of people going to see a show. So should we be looking at ways in which local businesses and theatres can mutually benefit?
Oh, tra.
Bye.
Hang on, ASMR.
Oh, nice. Go on. I won luck. While you do that,
Yeah.
his point of view is exactly what I've been saying for years.
Yeah.
We are still like old communities, and people rely on that. I think, again, I've always said that I've wanted to do like live shows in the middle of Newbridge or the middle of Blackwood to be like, this show is going ahead, here's someone playing some songs from the show, or this, that, and the other. But nowadays, you've got to get a licensing for it. You've got police going around going like, you can't do that. I'm like, I'm not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not doing...
It's basically busking laws now.
And it's like I'm not really, you know, all I'm trying to do is make people aware that there's a show on in the community.
You're not asking for money, you're just spreading awareness of it.
And again, that's another thing that you get knocked back about. And then flyers got to be done, in my opinion. In these areas, flyers have to be done.
Yeah. And put on boards that are actually read, not on the back of a derelict building that nobody walks past.
No, exactly.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah. I know how much advertising costs for these new fancy big billboards around. I've looked into it, and it's a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
That you would have to be putting on multiple sold out shows a month
to be able to keep that
even justify doing one. And then you've got to have the money outright to do that. But I'm someone, as a promoter, that is actively looking for ways to promote a show. Now, there are venues and promoters, and even to some extent, the musicians and the bands that are playing these shows, do absolute nothing. Nothing.
I know. I'm currently on a lineup of... I've got a few gigs coming up. There's a few that are coming up whereby I am... Sorry, I'm just laughing because I've poured Kaysha a new tea bag of herbal tea. And she's now trying it. What do we think? I would play a little bit with that in the cup, like, because it's not broken. So I'd have a little dip. I think you've got to do that with herbal teas because they need a bit of time to, brew.
Didn't you want to teabag me?
No. This is Whittard. Again, we've gone with another Whittard Chelsea tea. What is the flavour?
Just have a bit of a dunk a minute. Do you reckon he'll pick up on the mic?
What, the silent dunk? No, she's dunking a tea bag for anyone listening.
I reckon that might. If I push the volume up on that... Oh, paper's in there. What on here do we...
What is it?
That's some sort of scent, that is.
A scent?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like a candle.
A candle? Whittard, if you are tuned into this and we do tag you in anything, I would like you to know...
Well, they're not going to sponsor us, are they?
Well, I would like you to know that I love you a tea and I think it's first class. In fact, world class. So I will accept
So
sponsorship.
that tastes like... Do you know when you have a candle and a bit of the wax falls on your finger and you brush it off tidy
with it.
and it's like...
And then you eat it?
No. Like, it hasn't come off tidy and you I don't know, you put your hand by your mouth and it comes off a bit and you're like, ugh.
So your guess is wax flavour?
It's like waxy flavour, but it's something...
It's organic chamomile.
Is it? A bit lavendery-ish.
Yeah, I normally, with green tea and chamomile tea, I would normally vote for a little bit of honey with that to give it a bit of a sweet kick. And I know you like sugar, so maybe try putting sugar in there. Try and put a sugar in there. Maybe it helps the taste.
Oh, you've took the sugar off now.
I know, I've cleaned the lid. You doing ASMR is my favourite thing to watch. It's just absolute joy spread across your face.
It is. I'm someone who just loves listening and watching ASMR.
Yeah.
It's my...
I've not tried it yet, like a proper video. I know it exists in the world.
Because my brain is just so busy through the day.
Yeah.
I've got to listen to you all the time.
Yeah, that's hard work for anyone, really.
I've actually got other clients.
Not really, though.
Yeah.
She's like, I literally have many other clients that are not as annoying as you.
And everything else that goes on in life. When I am due to, like, I'll watch a bit of TV in the night when I get time, and then I'll settle down to, like, watch or listen to ASMR before I go to sleep.
Oh, you actually do that?
Yeah, 100%. It literally brings me, like...
I think it would depend for me on what the ASMR,
And then I get...
ASMR is.
Oh my God, what's this? Caitlin. Oh.
Glass.
I'm like half asleep, and I'm like, oh Jesus, really?
What could you possibly want at 1 a.m?
I've literally just relaxed, and I'm all cozy, and I'm ready to go to sleep.
I'm like, have you sent that email to those people about this thing? Or do you want me to do it? Anyway, I've interrupted you with chamomile tea. Is that better with the sugar? No.
No, that's that is not for me. Right after trying these two.
You need to stop for a minute.
No, probably, yeah. But also, I think I'll lean toward maybe a fruitier one.
Okay, we can do fruit.
Because that is...
They're blandy tasting ones, so I can understand why you might not like them. I'll give you that.
But that, honestly, that tastes like a candle. Right? And what did I say that was? Dishwater.
And the sugar did not help.
No.
We were talking about, I'll get you another one ready now, leafleting.
Yes.
Round about this time last year is what Kieran's referring to as one of the jobs that I worked with him on was his own job, because he basically wrote the whole thing. We talked about it before. Turning the Wheel musical is brilliant, and it needs to go on again for sure, particularly because I'm skint and I would quite like an acting job. Thank you, Kieran.
And I would actually like to see it, because I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, and it's nowhere to be seen at the moment, so if you missed it, you missed it. So probably this time last year, because I remember it starting to snow actually, Kieran roped me in to... Oh, I offered as well, because I wasn't doing anything, and I'd just come back from Panto and I was bored, to be honest. So I was like, do you want me to...
No one really wants to employ you, do they?
Nobody wanted to employ me, it's true, especially not in January when there's no jobs going. Anyway, so I went up to we started in Treorchy. Did we start in Treorchy? Is that true? I think so, or Tom Penter or somewhere. Rhondda Valleys, and we literally I've never actually, to be honest, even with the shows I've been in locally as well, I've not done this before because it's never been asked of me and I've never offered, but now I'm on the other side of things, I get it, and I wanted people to fill the parking day as well. So he had like a box of leaflets and a box of those posters, right, the bigger ones. And I think he had even bigger rolled up posters if we stopped by somewhere where we could kind of ask
proper
if they put
like theatre.
Yeah, and it's January, so there's not much being advertised, so it is kind of a good time to we literally went to every high street from Treorchy all the way down the valleys, and I think the next day he went with his father to like Aberdare Valley, and we did all of the valleys, RCT, right, Rhondda and Taff. And it clearly worked because he sold out the park and day for 4 nights, which online he wouldn't have done. No. And I firmly believe that he busted his gut, basically.
Yeah, to fill it.
To every shop, I'm not joking, every hairdresser's, knock, a fish and chip shop, there was a fruit and veg shop. He's like, yeah, I'll put it in the window. And generally, people were really kind, like, yeah, of course. Even if you could tell they didn't really know what they were putting in the window, they were a bit like, yeah,
chuck it there, I'll sort it later.
Yeah, and the thing is, that poster was really eye-catching. It was like a red border, and it had this like minor on the front. It was done by an artist who looked arty anyway, for anyone looking out for something creative to go to. Yeah. It could also have like been advertisement for like a literal gallery like of that, but it was eye-catching, right? In the valleys, because it was in every window, you noticed it, because it's like how we describe like why did we want a pink teapot? Why does Dove have all of this white what do you call it, like marketing of all this stuff is all white and maybe a little bit blue? It's all to do with colours and what why is McDonald's yellow M, right? There's psychology behind that. People keep seeing the M, the golden gate, whatever.
Yeah.
You go, okay, yeah. You know, I know what that is. My brain automatically thinks about what it tastes like in my mouth, and I'm hungry. I'm going to stop and have one.
Yeah.
It's all that, but it's the same with posters, advertising shows.
People don't get that either.
But also, like, the design. I'm not even just talking about leafleting now, and Kieran did an amazing job to fill the parking lot because it's big, like. The design on the actual poster itself. And I think me and you understand this a little bit more than maybe other people, because when we release music, now, it's not just about the song, right? We know this. Charlie XCX took over the world with Brat Summer. Green. Lime green. People were dyeing their hair. It was Billie Eilish again. Green. With the lime green.
Yeah.
The same thing. Then we had Chapel Roan, #1 album in the charts. Her world that she created with that release. Then we had Sabrina Carpenter's kind of pretty pop princess Disney, kind of Marilyn Monroe, blonde hair, beautiful. Everything was kind of like, it was all designed so that when you see it or hear it, you think of her, you think of the artist, you listen to the songs, you are then part of making her money on that. It's a world they've created. They were talking about those three. I've stolen that from Sidetracked, Annie Mac and Grimmy. They were talking about their like what they think's going to happen, their predictions for 2025 in music, and they said that it's not enough anymore just to release a song. You have to release a concept, a world. But it's not new. It's just coming back to that again. I.e., Pink releasing Funhouse. Of course, she's on a merry-go-round horse, and it's all clowny, and she's got the clown silhouette. It's not a new thing that we buy into a world, right? So why can't we buy into a world? If we can do it musically, why can't we do that in theatre? You know, like merch. Why? I think Kieran had like mugs that he printed for the cast and crew, but like maybe he probably didn't have the budget to do that to sell at the venue. But I promise you, people who came to see that show would have bought a mug with the poster on it. Again, the same design as the poster, T-shirts with it on. He could have done that had he been given the opportunity because of funding. Yeah. Like, he absolutely could have done that. So I don't really understand why it's all gone to social media. I think social media is a brilliant way for especially younger generations to get involved. But ultimately, and I think I've already said this on 2 episodes ago, but ultimately you are cutting off a group of people who have got money to spend on going to the theatre. They've got time and no schedule, particularly, or at least not a packed out schedule where they couldn't go to 1 or 2 shows. They are living on the same street as a theatre, and they cannot go into the box office in person with cash. I've said that because cash is king.
Yes.
Thank you, Kieran Bailey. They can't go in and speak to a human being and go, I would love to see that show, or talk to me about the programme of what you've got coming up. There's no communication left in the world. Like, no. Everything's this. Click, 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 click. Yeah. And it's part of the reason, I'm sure, why venues in the valleys are dying out. Because if I go down to Cardiff, if I'm not seeing a show on Womanby Street, even when I played The Moon, R.I.P., another one, like, I went to that venue to do sound check, and I was like walking along the street, posters everywhere of all of the things coming up in Club Eva Bach. They do it there. Yeah. So if they can do it in a place like Cardiff, where I'd argue they maybe don't need to do the posters, and that is social media because it's a city. Yeah. Why are they not doing it in the valleys? It's just money, innit? It's just being absolutely strangled.
It's not just promoters or artists that haven't got the money. You're talking about the venues not having the money now. You know, venues have no marketing departments or funding for marketing departments. No. So if there's no money to be spent, then get your tea bag out of my cup.
I'm going to make you run.
How dare you? You'll have to probably do that cup now.
I'll use this cup.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, sorry. So again, it comes down to money.
Oh yeah.
And like,
but honestly, but what I ask you is, how did we have it before? What's changed?
I think it's because it was word of mouth, because it was a leaflet that was cheaper to make.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cost of living. Everything's gone up.
So like even in the last 18 months, the cost of now printing flyers and posters has doubled.
Yeah. So how can we all still benefit from that? Somewhere down the line, something's going to have to change. And
so how can I still
Nah, we're not doing them then.
How can I still get the same amount of flyers for that price and still keep my tickets at a price? So what I've had to do now this year, and is why
With Toon.
with Toon,
Toon Media, the PR and marketing agency that Kaysha runs.
yes, and event promotion and management and
basically
merchandise
management.
and everything else. What I've done now is that we've only got the Coldplay show. That's all I'm doing this year.
In the memo, yeah.
That's all I am doing. Because I've now had to drop my ticket price. Because people can't afford £15 anymore, so we've gone £10.
That's
But
a big
I've
show
still
to go to a good night for £10.
exactly.
Because they're not just like a local one. They're like the Coldplay.
Yeah, they're a touring tribute band, and they're good. But that I've still then got to do. I've still got to do flyers, mind the same amount of flyers at a more expensive price. But my tickets, my profit now that I make on tickets is now less, if any.
Yeah.
So effectively, I am losing more money than I did last year, and I lost a lot last year.
Yeah, you did.
By putting on events for the community that they asked for.
Yeah.
That half the time couldn't be bothered to turn up for. And I lost thousands. So, you're right there. What's the matter?
Nothing. The tea bags are not playing ball, but it's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
Yours is, and that's the most
That's
important.
it is. Well, I don't know actually. It looks a bit, feel like a bit, and it's not.
Is it too cold now?
Oh, I'll be right, man.
Is it?
It'll taste like shit anyway.
Oh,
So it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold.
Don't say that. I think
Ooh, we got a different one.
it's a good flavour. Have you read it first?
No, I read the
Okay, yeah. What make is this?
I don't know. Just in case I saw the thing, I turned it over quickly.
This is Taylor's. Another very lovely tea company, actually. I'm now drinking hot water with nothing in it because,
That is much better.
you
I think
were
it's the
a sweet
sweet.
tooth through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guess the flavour?
Some sort of berry.
Yes, it is
Raspberry?
a blackberry
And
raspberry. And yeah, I do love a berry tea. They're very good for you as well. Lots of nutrients and things.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, can I have some? Can you like half and half here?
I was actually enjoying it for once. Do you want one of them shit ones? There you go, have the candle.
No, I don't want the candle.
Why don't you want the candle?
chamomile. I need honey with chamomile. We should bring some honey in instead of sugar as like an
I
alternative.
just have a fucking cup of honey, I would. Leave the
Stop swearing.
I owe £2 today.
2. And the rest. No, today you own 2. What are you doing?
I was going to pour it in for you.
Oh no, I'll have the tea bag now because you've had the.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah,
bag
that's
me.
cool. Get on your knees then.
it actually looks better in my cup. What are you
I love half the time, right? You don't even listen to what I say.
I know, because I'm talking over you, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wait, I heard something from that area. It must be Kaysha speaking. Look how good that looks in my cup. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I'd have no problem drinking that. And I think I would like to drink that.
Oh my gosh, have I brought you around to herbal teas?
Yeah, well, this one.
You get the right flavour of a herbal tea.
Not the
and you won't go back.
dishwater or soap.
I'm excited for you to try peppermint, but maybe not today because we've run out of water. Is there anything else we can say about Island Records and Lovely Pete?
Yeah, I think he should run the world.
Yeah.
I would like to see guys like him come
Using
back.
the knowledge of what worked before.
It's almost now that, they've had their time. We don't want to hear anything about them. We are moving on with the times. We're going to do this because we think this is best. Well, actually, no.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It is true though, isn't it?
100%.
But maybe easier for them in Island Records way back in the day with Bob Marley and that to afford the posters, to put them around. And you had people who were genuinely in it for the artist, for the gig, and to get people there. I think you've got less of those people now because, like Kieran and me did that day for free. We weren't paid to fly her for a day in the snow in January. Like, that was just because we cared about the show and we wanted it to do well. Predominantly Kieran, but like I was there that day, you know. But
I think one of the things for me anyway is that I wouldn't mind putting more money into these things, but it's the case of, is it going to be appreciated? Mm-hmm. I've always said to people, I don't mind losing out £100 or £200 per event if the community bust a gut to come out and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, because that's why you're doing it.
And that's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to make money.
God, I don't think many people are doing it anything to do with the arts to make money.
But I've always stood by that if it's appreciated, I will continue to do it. And unfortunately, it wasn't.
Like, I've been on tours with theatre companies in a show that is doing really well, but maybe not in that certain area that we're in that week.
Yeah.
And I, as an actor in the show, I've gone, okay, we've got the get in today. I'm just going to pop down for a coffee to like the most popular coffee shop in the town. There's not a single poster up to say we're there. It's like, what? They don't know we're there.
No.
They don't know we're in the theatre because the theatre's not doing it. The marketing team's not doing it. The theatre company haven't got the budget to pay somebody to do it, and the actor shouldn't have to do it. So who's doing it? I think it also is down to like whose responsibility is it, which we've talked about before, to promote the show. In my opinion, because of how dire it is at the moment, and this could change, it cannot just be left or put down to marketing departments because, sorry, but
I think everyone has to take responsibility.
Like, I'm on these lineups now for my gigs coming up.
Yeah.
And I've been posting about them from day dot, basically from when I signed the contract to say I'm going to be there with my band. And I'm the only person so far who's put, oh, she's finished her tea. One clap for Kaysha. Oh, it's very good. So and it's only today, I think, or yesterday, that the other artists who I'm on the bill with have started sharing stuff about the gigs. And I understand.
I'm like, mate, it's like a week.
It's in a week's time. And I understand if you've got other gigs to promote first, I get it, but they haven't. I've checked. It's like, babe.
Again, it's
not my
everyone
responsibility
has
to
to
fill
take
up that venue.
responsibility. The venue owners, the people that work in the building, regardless of whether you're in the marketing department, if you work in that building, you are responsible for getting people through those doors.
And if you're in the brilliant position to be on a marketing team, to be able to push to, as an example, radio stations or something to share the news, because that's another platform, maybe just send them the link to buy tickets at the same time. Because I've been in shows before where, like, the local radio station, as brilliant as it is, they've supported the show that's visiting or whatever, and they've shared an article using the wrong old pictures of the venue, old story, like. They've not got up to date anything, which makes me not want to go as somebody who knows that venue and goes, oh, well, it hasn't changed. It's a bit grotty in there, whatever. And they've not even attached the date to this article or the link to buy tickets. So not only are you bagging on people actually clicking on the article on Facebook to actually read it, which is already like, you've already halved the amount of people who would bother to do that anyway. Even people who are then sharing that article on their platforms, there's no link going with it.
No.
It boils my blood. It's like, do you want people to come to this event that all these people are busting their asses to get on?
There's also a thing called a press package.
A press release, press package,
So you send out the correct images, the links, and everything that gets put into this thing, and you just send it out.
And you make it foolproof. Okay, I've never done one, but I've been part of one, and I've been involved in it. So my name's there. It's got the links to all of my social media, the next artist. And then it's got, you can get, literally in capital letters, you can get tickets. And then the link is on the word here. And it's in blue. It's in a different colour. And that colour matches the poster of the event. So it all looks so good and well organised. And if people don't think it's that type of gig, they're not going to bother because it could get called off or they're not very good on the marketing, or there's only been one picture put up. Is that still happening? Yeah. You need to literally shove it in people's faces and be like, this is an event that's going on. It's brilliant. You've got brilliant artists involved. If you want to check them out before the event, here they are. Link. Link everything. If you are only using social media. But I think because that's not being done well enough, we still need to rely on posters and things, which I don't really like saying because there is also the environmental impact of that. Social media doesn't ruin the planet.
But also these big mega stars are flying around the world on jets.
So, yeah.
So I don't think us printing off a 200 flyers is
making much of a difference.
no.
Well, yeah, every little and all that. But
No. Are we going to stop
that
wrapping
might-
our Christmas presents? Are we going to stop,
no.
doing all these
No.
other things?
But maybe there's,
So-
I know it's more expensive. Maybe they're like posters you can print that are.
There's recycled.
Recycled,
So
yeah.
I've started now. Don't get me wrong, a couple of my clients are fussy and they're like, no. But half the time I don't tell them. But I will choose recycled paper
Yeah.
wherever is a brochure or something.
Yeah.
Because I felt the quality, and the quality is just the same. It's just,
It's the same, and you haven't got the guilt of having an impact on the
Yeah.
environment.
why not?
If you can do
If that product is just as good, why not choose the best
For the
option
environment.
for the environment?
Yeah, so that all this work we're doing to make gigs better and more advertised can continue to go on.
Yes, and they,
Yeah.
and there's no fires everywhere like it currently is in LA.
Anthony Hopkins has lost his house.
Oh, never. I'm sure
No.
he's got another 5.
No, I know, and I was thinking that yesterday, but come on, whatever level of thing you're on.
It's horrible.
He's got a gorgeous grand piano in that house that he's on his Instagram. He always uploads he's like a piano
Yeah.
guy, and he uploads these lovely little videos on Instagram. He hasn't posted anything obviously yet. Can you imagine his piano's burnt to the ground?
It probably is.
And it's
But I would love you to have the same reaction to someone's child or someone's animal being dead.
yeah. It's a piano though.
It's a piano. Oh,
No, and to be fair,
he's
I was
got
watching
another 5 in his other 5 houses.
I know, but it's the sentimental stuff I feel
I-
bad about.
Yes, but I'm very much, and I tell my mother this all the time because she's always worrying about everyone, stressing about everyone.
I think all of us are because of how much news we're.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason, and people say to me, why are you always so calm? Why are you, always got so much mental capacity for
Yeah.
everyone else?
Yeah.
And I was like, because there are only certain amount of people that I care about, that I allow myself to think about. And it's not, one, I'm protecting myself, but in two, if I start worrying about every little thing
You
that so-and-so,
combust.
so-and-so down the road is doing,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to cope. So I now only worry and think about the people that mean the most to me.
Yeah.
And that's the way I do it. So even though I'm very
It
sad.
is sad though that we've had to get there. That we all can't. It's actually too much to take on all of the
Yeah.
problems in the world. But I think that's to do with news platforms and
It's horrific. It's shoved in your face all the time, and
all
it's
the time.
and it's
all you got to do is go on Instagram
trauma,
Yeah.
and it's gotta come to the point where you turn it off. I don't watch the news. If something is depressing on social media, I just go. I swipe straight away.
I understand that and I respect that actually, because I think sometimes I'm what's the word? I'm guilty of almost being stuck to a seat. I can't do anything in the day because the first thing I do is watch the news, and then I'm thinking about the wildfires, Anthony Hopkins piano, but also I've got to do the podcast today, but also I've got to go and edit some other stuff, but then that's me. So am I selfish was thinking about that, but they're going through that. It's unbelievable. It's
you
too
just
much.
gotta go
Yeah.
and done.
But that's a very dangerous place for the world to be in, where we all just go.
Yeah, I think, but there's
There's
also
levels in there.
Yeah, there's a level of shutting out things that you have no control over.
That's what I don't do very well.
Which
at all.
I do very, very well. But because of my circumstances, that when I lost my nan, I had anxiety and depression.
Yeah, you've been there to
And
be I ain't going
which
back
then
there.
led to the more drinking, which now I don't drink.
Yeah.
And I'm on medication. So I've gone through those stages to work on myself.
Yeah.
And to work on what works for me.
Yeah.
I
haven't found my thing yet.
No, there will be something that breaks you.
Yeah.
Just
There's
put it out
been
there.
many things that I've tried.
There will be
and they've pushed me right to the edge.
Yeah.
But I've come back.
There will be
One
something
day,
that will go.
I'll be on a pavement going, Kaysha,
Yeah.
it's happened.
Yeah, yeah, and it
No,
will.
but there have been moments where I've worried about, and I've, to bring it back to us and music, and I've released music through Tune, and there've been moments where I've literally voice noted you and been like, I literally don't know how to. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this email from this person to make sure that this happens on time, because then I'm letting down. And Kaysha's replied and been like, can you do anything about it right now though?
Yeah.
And I've gone, no. Is it going to ruin the release of the song coming out? No. Have you paid everything you need to pay? Yes. Right.
Are you still breathing?
Are you still breathing?
Shut
and
the
have
fuck
you got
up then.
plans for tonight? Have a lovely night. I'll message you tomorrow. You
Yeah.
can't do anything in this state.
No.
But it's taken you, and also in other aspects of my life, like my family and my friends, to sometimes literally sit me down and go, stop,
Yeah.
calm down, because you having a cardiac arrest is definitely not going to solve anyone's problem.
I think I actually had with one of your family members. I had a conversation with you the other day.
Really?
Yeah. I talk
Oh,
behind your
no.
back now. We've got to that stage.
No! I'm on your mum's number now!
Crack on.
Sal! Where are you? Go on. Sorry.
And when we were like, she's going to burn herself out. She's going to burn herself out.
100%.
And I'm like, yeah,
I go in and out of like, I'm so close to burnout.
Yeah.
And then I stop, and then I go back in there, and then I'm more capable of now than even 2 years ago, I think, acknowledging when I'm there.
Yeah.
Of me going, oh my God, I've taken on too much beer. I can't do it. I'm far better at saying no, but I still got an hell of a long way to go.
Yeah, like I was saying, I was like, yeah, I know. I said, but I've also got it. I was like, I'm there to notice that sign.
Yeah, because you've experienced it yourself.
Yeah.
As an artist, because they're coming from it
yeah.
from a different...
They're worried about you, Caitlin, as the person.
Yeah.
Where I know you, Caitlin, as a person, Caitlin as a musician, actor, and
Yeah, podcaster.
and everything.
But there's more, but we'll stop. Legend.
And then in her head, she's going, don't stop. But yeah, unfortunately, we're in that world now where it's just, everything's just
Pushed to stuff.
saturated.
What did I say before we started? I was like, good evening, welcome to the BBC News. I will now proceed to tell you why it is not a good evening. And that's why I think every single time the news comes on, I'm like, they always say good evening. I'm like, well, it isn't, is it? Because you're about to tell me about things going on that I can't do anything about.
As soon as I hear the music, I'm like, over.
Yeah, I did a TikTok taking the mick out of BBC News during COVID, and it went like as viral as I think I've ever been, actually. And it was really cool. I like redid the theme song.
Redid. Red?
What?
Redid.
Redded.
Oh, redid.
What do you...
I thought you said I redid.
I redid the theme song lyrics, and I thought they need to be...
I genuinely thought that. Redid?
I rewrote. Well, I didn't rewrite it. I just did a cover.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah,
and it's like
Mr. D
and
there.
I think it was called like when the only theatre you've seen, because the theatres were shut, weren't they? When the only theatre you've seen this year is the theme song to the BBC News.
I can remember that.
And I did like all the parts, and like I
Yeah.
did different characters, and it was really funny. But that's sometimes that video helped me not take the news so seriously, because well, take it seriously, but just kind of go, okay, I'm aware, so I'm not being ignorant. Like I know what's going on, but actually that's actually as far as I want to go. Like I just need to know what's going on, and sometimes I go into little holes where I'll even go, but what news feed is telling me this? Because BBC are right and left, and then I always go, but they tell me one side, and actually if I listen to a news article from the country, they tell me completely different. And then I'm just like,
I've got to the stage in my life, and I am a bit cynical. Everyone who knows me will know that I am.
I like that though. I'm a cynical person. Half full. No, half empty. Can't get anything right today.
They will obviously push you to read or hear one agenda, and that's it.
And I think we're becoming far more aware of that now.
100%. And I love that. I love the fact that people are going, well, that's not true. You only want us to hear that side of the story.
Because you're benefiting in this way.
And we will always be called conspiracy theorists and whatever, you know, because you will, because that's what they want other people to call you.
Yeah.
And that's they turn everything around that way. I'm not always saying that every bit of news is bad.
No.
Some news is great.
I think all news is great, because we need to communicate as people on the earth, and we need to do things collectively together for good. But sometimes it's like, is that all of the story?
Yeah,
that I'm being told?
I would like there to be more diversity than, I suppose, on the topics that they talk about on the news.
Yeah, and getting more viewpoints from different people.
Like death, fires, missing people, criminals. I don't want to hear about none of that shit. I really don't.
No.
How about putting on there that, I don't know, like
There's a gig coming up soon that we need to
yeah,
sell
like a
tickets
massive concert or some I don't know,
fundraising thing.
like a young child has like exceeded expectations and are now doing something like fantastic or something, or there's a local hero in the community or something. Just something nice,
especially on local news.
Yeah, I don't know. Wales is not that big, so if I'm listening to like BBC Wales, like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about the 15th missing person of the day.
No. Or the traffic accident that was a massive pile-up that caused deaths.
And all the pedo presenters that we've got around everywhere. It's like, just stop. Yeah. Just stop. Give me a break. Yeah. Give me a break so I can concentrate on my life and my loved ones rather than...
taking on literally the world's problems.
Because I've always been someone that's a bit... What's the word? Like I can feel
empathetic.
Yes,
empathic. What? Empathetic. Empathy. What?
Empathy in it. Empathic.
What's that word?
Empathic. It must be empathic.
No, it's not. If you're an empath, anyway.
I'm yeah. So I've always been able to, like, literally, as soon as I step into the room, I can read the room, read what everyone else is feeling.
You can feel the room. Yeah. Read the room. It is literally that, isn't it? Yeah.
So, like, imagine that on a grander stage when all this news is, like, here, and then you're watching it with everyone else. And I think that's another reason why I've got a tune out. Because I will... I was waiting for it then.
Tune!
Because, I need space in my bonds, like...
Where?
My bonds.
Bonds?
My bonds.
I don't think I've ever heard that word before, / wouldn't guess what that
bonds.
Meant. Bonds?
Yeah.
Like your bonny bonds?
Yeah, my bonds.
What do you mean your bonds?
My head. You've never heard that?
Your bonds?
My bonds.
No, I refer to it as your head.
Yeah, it was,
or my mind, or my...
Okay, you have an headache. How's your bonds?
Is that a Welsh thing?
I need to know now, because, like, we are only one valley away from each other, so come on.
Bonds?
Bonds.
Sorry, right, listeners, we'll end here, shall we, this podcast?
Yeah, I wanna know if you ever use the word bonds.
What? How do you spell it?
BOUNCE?
That's bounce, isn't it?
Bonds or BON?
Bonds.
Bounce, bonds, BONCE.
The only reason I say that is because I've listened to other podcasts where they're like, what does this mean? I'm like, I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, accent thing.
Yeah.
Bonds. But I think whatever accent you say it in, it'll be bonds. Bon.
Try Scottish. Go. Bonds. Bonds.
It sounds the same. Bonds. And it also doesn't sound Scottish.
Irish. Bonds.
It sounds the same. You're just doing a different face.
Spanish.
You should be good at that.
No, because I go to Gibraltar, it's a little bit confusing. Italian.
Can you speak any?
Bonds.
You just doing a thing with your hands.
Oh, no, that was like bonds. That was like Greece. What?
Maybe. Do you speak any Spanish?
A little, un poquito.
But like, why are you not bilingual?
That's why Paul Lavagna needs to come on the podcast and explain to everyone publicly why you never taught us full Spanish, because it's the one thing he knows. This it's a family conversation.
I'm baffled. Like,
yeah, it's
because
to be honest, I've been over like enough times that I can, if I went on my own without my parents, like, or
you get by, yeah. You'd get by. You'd get by.
Batty.
You make me fucking batty.
What?
You'd get by.
I'd get by with a little help from my
Spanish.
Un poquito Spanish. Yeah, I would. And I could order a taxi. I know and say my address. Like, I could go for a meal. I would feel confident enough.
Fancy shag?
No.
You can't say that.
No, because that's when you, on the beach, if they say, do you want a sex on the beach? And you go, with or without a towel. That's that, innit?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
No. Anyway, the only issue with me is that in Gibraltar is predominantly English that they speak in a crazy accent.
Really?
Yeah. I'll have to get, you know what?
I want to go. I really, it's one place I really want to go.
You went straight to take me there, and I've gone straight to, I'll get somebody from there to send a voice.
No, I want to go. Like, this summer?
Yeah, well, like, hopefully I'm going to be going for the Weekender Festival. So...
Yeah, I might come.
Come over. That'd be class, though.
Yeah,
Two media and
it'd be like a late 30th celebration.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, they speak like English. It's kind of Spanglish. It's kind of like Janito, which is actually what it's called. It's like a lazy Spanish. If my dad travelled to Barcelona, which is TH, right, if you're from there, he wouldn't say the same. Or he'd have like an accent in Spanish, if that makes sense. So they would know that he's from southern Spain because it's different. So it's kind of like Wenglish, right? When you go in, it's that not correct.
Yeah.
It's not perfect Welsh. It's a bit of a mix, which is fine if you're there. But if you go anywhere official,
or like if someone comes there, they're a bit like, well,
anywhere you're from. Yeah. So we should talk about languages. I think we should get somebody in to talk to us about languages and
get Paul in.
Paul and maybe Tom too.
Well, I'd have to put subtitles on. Because the only time I can understand him properly is when he's telling me a joke. And it's usually a rude one.
Yeah, he's class. He will not come on this podcast. Absolutely not. I will ask him, though.
Ask him.
He might have to come and spray paint this, so we'll just press record when he's doing it.
Yeah, Paul, there's a chip on you.
Yeah, we've got a few chips, Paul. It's not good enough.
Bring a speak, Anne. Thank you.
Anyway, thanks for listening to this episode. Normally I tell the listeners and watchers what number cup of tea we're on, but seeing as we've done tasters,
we've done lots and lots of tea.
Yeah.
However, I was going to tell everyone our number that they can.
Yeah, that'd be really helpful. And when you're doing that, this is episode number 8,
possibly.
So possibly. So we are 2 episodes away from our 10th
anniversary.
I was going to say that then. I was like, that's not right. 10th episode, so we definitely need to contact some people to come in for that.
I think so.
So that will be coming up in 2 weeks' time.
It will. Yes, it will. In the meantime, you can contact us on Instagram, Facebook. Are we now not banned from TikTok because we were banned?
No, we're not banned. I appealed it and they were fine.
Oh, that's okay then. It was my swearing. It was.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You can also email us at chat@t42.uk. You can also buy merch from our website, which is www.t42.uk. We have the amazing mug for sale. We also have...
I know. You should buy this. Like, what?
Like what?
What are we buying?
You can also buy t-shirts and sweatshirts, which... We'll probably be wearing in the next couple of episodes.
Maybe we should get them for the 10th one. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Merch it up a little bit.
Yes.
Get some prezzies.
And then you can also WhatsApp us, which we love this because you can send a voice note.
Which we play.
Yeah. And that is 074 186 10015.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
7 4 1 8 6 1 0 6 1 5.